All right, guys. So what I want to explain is some of the things that you see on YouTube are incorrect, and I'm going to demystify and explain why a battle belt may or may not be a good option for you. I do see a lot of missing pieces on battle belts, and again, that's very personal to the person itself. But if you're talking about a real SHTF or a real battle, meaning that you are going to have to trade fire with the enemy, there's a lot of things that need to be on that belt or off that belt. So stick around. Let's take a look at it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Tree River Survival. So what we're going to talk about today is battle belts. I have a plethora of the battle belts that are from my past and some of the ones that I just built out because this is going to be my SHTF battle belt. Now, you have to ask yourself, do you really need a battle belt? I think if you're going to fight with a battle belt, you should train with a battle belt. What a battle belt allows you to do is to carry more gear around your waist. Now, that has to work with a system, and not all systems are the same. So you'll see typically a lot of guys that wear chest rigs or micro chest rigs, if you will. Those micro chest rigs are cute and fun and all that other stuff, but if it allows you to wear a battle belt, then yeah, it works great. But what if you're wearing an LBV? An LBV is something we used in the Marine Corps. It will not allow you to wear anything around your waist because it's too big, it's too bulky. So I think it has to be specific to the equipment that you are going to use for your scenario. Whether you are police, whether you're military, whether it's the SHTF and you're fighting zombies, that's what the battle belt does. Now, I myself as a trainer use a belt because it is required while I'm on the range to carry all of this stuff. Now, the belt that I use on the range to train students is a core belt. And what I like about core is it allows me to put all the stuff that I need. So I have 3 magazines or a flashlight holder. I have my M4 magazine holder. I have my quick detach tourniquet if I need it. I also have the QLS system, and again, this is something you're going to see on all my belts. The QLS system is great because you can take off a holster from one gun and switch it to the next. So I'm a big fan of the QLS. I also have on there my Leatherman because I think it's very, very important to have a Leatherman while you're working on the range. It's almost imperative you have to have it because something will break. Also, some type of medical kit. All right, this is not much different than someone going to Iraq or just being a patrol officer. You need some type of IFAK to help you out in case somebody gets hurt. A dump pouch, very, very common. Now, inside here, I have my core belt, and that's another piece of equipment that I'm going to talk about, is that the great thing about the core belt is it has this flexible mesh that when you cinch down on the belt itself, it allows it to flex, which is a great genius idea. And a flashlight. I see a lot of battle belts with 0 flashlights. Like, what are you talking about? So this one happens to be a ridiculous amount of lumens. I think it's 2,500 lumens from Olight. This is the Warrior, and it has the loop on there, so you can do tactical drills, all right, all kinds of weird tactical drills if you like. But again, this is a training belt. And some things, when people say battle belt, I kind of question it. Now, ideally, if you're going to battle, you want to carry as much ammunition, as much stuff that you can on your person without slowing you down. So extra magazines on the belt should, if I am shooting my pistol or my backup weapon as a pistol, I should have extra magazines on my belt for my pistol. Now, if I get separated from my kit or my backpack, I'll have 1 extra mag for my rifle, whichever rifle that is. So that's where I think these things kind of shine, is as a line one piece of equipment, these things are great, and they're also good for training. What I like about core belts is the fact that they have this ratcheting system right here, and everything on the inside is Velcro. So once the inner belt goes in, the outer belt slips into the Velcro, and I can adjust it to make it tighter or to make it looser. I really do like this belt. This is my trainer's belt. It's all in black. I'm not trying to impress anybody with colors. I just need the amount of equipment that I am running to show people how to do drills. I need enough ammunition or more mag pouches. I also have my laser in here. All right, so if I need to point at certain targets or we're doing drills, I also have my magic marker in there, because everybody knows if you are a firearms instructor and do not have a Sharpie, just turn in your license. You're wrong. It's that simple. You cannot be a firearms instructor without Sharpies. It's that simple. All right, now the way I set up my battle belt is very, very similar to my trainer's belt. It is a cores belt. And if you can see this right here, it is a Core Essentials belt. Something like this looks pretty similar, doesn't it? So I have, instead of black, now I have my multicam and my tan or my flat dark earth. 1, 2, 3 magazines. These are 9mm. These are the Glock. I think they're 19 rounders. Plus 1 is give me 20. I do have an M4 mag. All right, so that mag's already in there. I use WTF straps on the inside because this Molly belt is a little bit weird and wonky when you start adding all kinds of straps. And guess what? There it is. I actually have a knife on my belt because it's a battle belt. I don't know anybody that goes into battle without a knife. Now again, I'm not talking about taking out sentries. This is a Benchmade, really nice, small, handy knife. Every place that I have ever been in combat, in country, I carried a blade, a fixed blade. Not to take out sentries, although if I needed to, I could. Carried a K-bar, all right? Why do Marines and why does the Army, especially Rangers, carry knives? Well, because if you are lost in the sauce, if you are walking around and got lost, you're going to have to survive. It's very difficult if you're carrying all this ammunition and these bullets, which is fantastic for bad guys and maybe a little bit of game. The most important piece of kit is your knife. You're going to have to survive with your knife. I used my knife more in war and in peace than any other time. Again, the cutting tool is far superior in battle unless you are trading fire with the enemy. You can call it an MRE opener. You can call it Death Wish if you want. It doesn't matter what you call it, but having a fixed blade in battle belt, makes a lot of sense. Now again, I'll show you an example of something that's more of a karambit style or something to fight with. A little bit different than what this blade is. You could still use it in both. I typically try to go with a blade that is single-sided. I don't like working with daggers for that specific reason. This one right here is a pretty decent blade. On this side, it does have a swedge, but it is not sharp, all right? And again, I don't like working with daggers in the field because this is more likely going to be a utility knife other than anything else. But battle belts should have knives on them, okay? Next thing, let's go around, all right? SOE pouch, it's just a dump pouch, right? You might not think you might need anything, but it's a dump pouch and it works very well at capturing the magazines because if you are going lone wolf, if you are going by yourself, there's no resupply, none. Now you might have a cache or a place that you can pick up more 5.56 or 9mm, but if you don't have the mags to fill it, it's kind of useless. So carry a dump pouch. Medical. I see a lot of people carrying medical kits on their battle belt. Some do, some don't. Sometimes it's SOP. But I have to think of it in a line one configuration where, hey, I had to dump my rig and I had to dump my pack. The only thing I have on me is this belt and what's ever in my pockets. So for that matter, yes, I do want an extra medical kit, be it that it's small and it's compact, all right? And I'll put all the links down below to all the equipment you see here. I know it's a lot. Here's another thing you don't see a lot of on a battle belt. A flashlight. Why would you not want a flashlight? Now, I know a lot of guys and I know a lot of Marines that wear headlamps, and that's acceptable. But again, most of the headlamps, if they're not in your pocket, they're not around your neck, you need someplace to see at night. If you see a battle belt that doesn't have half the stuff that's on here now, you have a range belt, not a battle belt. So I wanted to clear that up. Also, if you're going around, and let's finish up, guess what? Multi-tool. It's in coyote. It's supposed to be one hand open, which it is. Has a spring clip in there. Don't even question it. Just go out and buy it. Tell them I sent you. All right, so multi-tool. Your guns will go down at one time. In a lot of instances, a pocket knife that's on here will do you more good than actually carrying a fixed blade. Again, depending. Same thing here as we go around. I have the QLS system. The only difference with this is that Core created their own metal bracket or aluminum bracket. You're not supposed to loop them through. You're supposed to loop them on the outside. I had to check that to make sure. Again, Core makes great products. I've worked with them before. This one I bought. I did not ask for it, and it got shipped like right away. So good on them. All the pouches and stuff is going to be some type of Kiwi design, or S-Tac, I should say. And again, I have another tourniquet up front where I can handle that in both hands. Again, this is my current battle belt. All right. Now, let's get into some oldies. Let's get into some old stuff. All right. This is a Condor quote-unquote battle belt. And if you look on the inside of this, this is one of those pads that kind of float around on your hip. Now, the belt inside, you have to purchase yourself. You're just basically buying the sleeve. The belt on the inside, you purchase. This one happens to be a Black Hawk, but you can put any belt inside there. It does have Velcro openings, so you kind of slap it around like a little bit of a sandwich. All right, so it's Velcro. What I was able to do was I was able to put in there a UBL. All right, that UBL works very well, and it has MOLLE on the outside. It also has rings. So if you wanted to, you can put an H harness on this. Now, this was a belt that I set up, maybe used it one time. What I don't like about these type of belts that don't adhere to the inner belt is they kind of float around. Some people like that, like in a winter environment like we have now. If you're wearing a heavy winter jacket, this might be a better option for you because you could put it over your jacket and still get to all your gear. So I'm not completely discounting this, but what I'm saying is that this to me is environment, or I should say weather specific. In the summertime, in the fall, in the SHTF, I'm wearing one of my new battle belts. That's it. I'm not going to wear this. But again, if you wanted to, that's absolutely fine. It has almost all the kit that I want on there. The problem with these kits is there's usually a space in between that doesn't allow MOLLE. So you're very limited to the MOLLE selections because it's cut in 3 pieces that you can use. Pretty comfortable though. This rubber mesh, these rubber pads that come with Condor, and Condor is not expensive at all, works very well. So I have some HSGI mag pouches on there. I think this is a Condor product, and I have a med kit on there. This is from Rhino Rescue, and I do have a UBL for a gun. I took my knife on there because, again, I don't want to put knives on things that I'm not going to use. So this is an option. All right, let's talk about my old battle belt. All right, my old battle belt is this one right here. Now, again, it does have some hook and loop type of setup, so it's an inner and outer belt. But this was made by SOE tactical gear. And I love SOE products. I have a ton of SOE products. The thing that I don't like about this belt is that there's no MOLLE on the outside. It's just webbing. And if you can see on the inside, all these little brackets in order to hold your equipment up, right, takes away from the Velcro. So that means there's less Velcro to stick. What that does is it creates weak spots in the system itself, and some things can sag while other things are not sagging. All right, so inside here, I have my Peltors, but inside here, I have what's called belt keepers. All right, these belt keepers are just loops with snaps on them. All right, it does work. It's okay. It's very simple. You just place it around your belt, and you place it around the inner belt like that, and it helps to keep up your pants, or I should say your battle belt. Now, that is very similar to what law enforcement wears. All right, very, very similar. This is a law enforcement rig. Very, very similar. Again, I don't know what belt this is. Probably some Amazon knockoff. But as you can see, even in the law enforcement belt, this has cobra buckles. The amount of Velcro spacing is horrendous. There's almost no place, because of all the kit that you are required to wear as per your department. There's literally nowhere where the Velcro can adhere to because of all the pouches and stuff like that. So in this case, you have to wear belt keeper. So again, with this one right here, I think it was good. This is super comfortable. You can actually wear this, and I've done this, as the battle belt that I showed before, where it's on the outside of your clothing. There's another way that you can do that if you wanted to. It does have Velcro, and I'm not hating the fact that it has Velcro, so it's kind of nice. All right? And it does have a big Maxpedition pouch on the back as well. This is my med kit, and with the med kit, it's just an ammo pouch or a smoke pouch. Again, I have a flashlight. Again, I don't know how you're going into battle without seeing in the dark. I know nods. You're gonna wear nods and a helmet when you're reading a map every 10 seconds? That's insane. That's insane. That's not gonna happen. All right, it's fantasy world. Now these are Kiwis, STACs. They're doubles and doubles, so they came kind of together. I don't always put a fourth or second magazine for my M4 in there. I could if I wanted to, so I kind of left it there, but it's all one piece. STAC makes fantastic stuff, all different colors. I would highly recommend. On here, Safariland UBL, right? Again, notice the same thing. This is for, I think, a Glock 17 or a Glock 19 optic light, all right? And then all I did was add a leg strap. Leg straps are one of those things that you have to be comfortable with. This one works very well for me. I used to have the old one where there was like 2 straps on it with a shell, and in the summertime it was just ridiculous and warm and uncomfortable. So one leg strap is good. These UBLs from Safariland, I just leave them alone. I don't really need any more stiffness in that. And this is a 2-inch belt, which is really, really stiff, scuba webbing. Like I said, if you're gonna run one of these, you have the choice of wearing it on the outside and kind of afloat, or if you have enough space, you could probably put the inner Velcro belt or use belt keepers. There's another one made by SOE Gear. Same exact setup, this one's in green. There is a little bit difference here where this one is set up for shotgun. I have a specific rig just for shotgun. If you are gonna run a shotgun, you better run a pistol. Everybody knows that shotgun is very, very limited to rounds. Even if you had like a 9 tube, it's just not enough. You're just constantly reloading. So what I had done here is, again, I have another Safariland UBL with the QLS system. I have 2 magazine pouches, and Safariland also makes these, which are fast shotgun carriers. All right, so there's only 4 that you can fit in there. Red is buckshot, blue is slug. Again, these are just quick reloaders. A lot of people are tempted to set this up like a competition rig, and that's kind of a mistake, because you'll find as you run and gun with these shotgun shells like this, or exposed and not strapped in, then what's going to happen is those are going to pop out and you'll have ammunition all over the range. All right, so we're going to go around it again real quick. Again, crazy. A flashlight. Wow, shocker. All right, and then again, med pouch, great. Gloves, as usual, and I have my tourniquet. All right, my tourniquet's here instead of in the front. I do have a multi-tool, because again, if you are somebody that runs a shotgun, especially a pump, you are going to need a tool to fix it. It is a beast of a weapon, and once you start pumping rounds through there, things tend to break. Now, what I had done for my dump pouch is I got a smaller dump pouch by Maxpedition. This is one of the smallest ones, where you could probably fit like a Nalgene bottle. All right, I did that specifically because I wanted to fill that sucker up with shotgun shells. All right, so I will have shotgun shells on the gun, I will have shotgun shells on my rig, and I will have shotgun shells on my belt. All right, again, it's a battle belt, right? And again, ideally inner belt if you can, but again, if you notice with these older belts, because they're not MOLLE, all the little straps are going to eat up that Velcro. So what I have to do is I have to get some belt keepers and just keep them in my bag just in case I need it, which most likely I will, especially if I'm filling up that bag with shotgun shells. Anybody that has ever done a shotgun course knows that they do weigh down. Now, and you also notice that my dump pouch is closer to my pistol. It's mostly because of the way I load a shotgun. I put it over my shoulder and I grab with my hand and I feed it that way. I also have them on the left side, so if I want to grab them with my left hand, I could do that as well. You will also notice on the front of the belt, I have a knife. This knife is by Tops. This is the Cut 4.0. And again, if you are the shotgunner, you're going to want to run a blade, especially in the SHTF. And the reason why I say that is because if you are the primary shotgun guy, you are rounds limited. So I carry ammo everywhere, as much as I can afford. I carry a backup pistol, and then once that runs dry, I'm down to a blade, a bayonet, a baseball bat, I don't know, something. There are shotguns that actually accept bayonets. Mossberg 590 Navy, I think, has one of them. So yeah, I would use that one. But again, it's not unreasonable to think that in an SHTF environment, you might have to go hands-on with a blade because you ran out of ammo, right? Kind of makes sense. All right, guys, so I hope you appreciated that video. Please like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. It really helps the algorithms. If you want to become a Patreon member, go ahead. It only costs you $1 a month to watch videos like this. I'm going to continue on with this series. We still got to get through plate carriers and chest rigs and a whole bunch of other stuff that I want to talk about specifically for this year. I know November, January, February, March are the cold months. And if I can get all this information out to you, just let me know in the comments if you really like it, or if you want me to switch genres, I will do so as well. We got a bunch of other things that are coming up, but check out my other channels, Three River Blades, Three River Books, Three River Kydex. Check that out as well. Thank you very much, guys, and as always, stay safe.